Hey, good morning. It's Wednesday morning. Hope you're in for a fantastic Wednesday day. We're thinking of you, praying for you guys. It's been an interesting couple of weeks. I just want to have a quick shout out there to two good friends who both turned 50 this last month. I can't believe that you guys are that old. Rob Odell, you are 50, young man. Theo Prinsley, you are 50 as well. You better start behaving like it, particularly you, Odell. Okay, anyway, now we're into 2 Samuel chapter 19 right now. And after the demise of Absalom, David had an incredible high pain threshold relationally. Even after Absalom had trashed his reputation, trashed his heart, broken, absolutely shattered his father's heart, David still loved and desired after Absalom. When he heard that Absalom had died, he just mourned for his son. All the stuff that Absalom had done had been forgotten, and now he was mourning for that kid of his. And he mourned for a long time. In the meanwhile, as he was mourning, Joab, his general, took control of the army, and while David was sitting licking his wounds in the palace, Joab had to go off to war against the Philistines. So he took the army and he went off for war against the Philistines, and he won a great battle. And he came back to the palace and he said to David, "David, we have won a great victory against the Philistines." And David said, "Yeah, so what? So what? I'm still licking my wounds." And Joab spoke out against the king, and the king responded pretty well. Joab said, "King, get over yourself. These men have put their lives at risk to put you back on the throne, to get you back as the king of Israel. They love you, they adore you, they're faithful to you, they're committed to you, they want you to be their king. You need to at least go out and greet them and say congratulations on a great victory. Get out of your cave and go out there and greet the people." This was the general speaking to the king, not just an ordinary king, to King David. David suddenly got a woke up and he thought, wow, that's incredible. Joab, I think you might be right. And so David goes out, he gets himself dressed, and he goes out and he congratulates his soldiers on their great victory. Turnaround because of a great intervention by some good advice. I have some good advice for you today. Despite the emotional situations that we get ourselves into, here's a general rule. When you make a choice or a decision in the heat of deep emotion, 9 times out of 10, it'll be the wrong decision. Look at David, who made so many emotional decisions in the last stages of his life, and every single one of them turned around and bit him. Every single one of them turned out to be bad because he couldn't manage his emotions. And sometimes, people, we need to think with our heads and not so much our hearts. And I'm a heart guy. I like to think more with my heart. But there are occasions where I have somebody will come and say, "Hey, Trip, maybe you need to get over yourself a little bit, yeah. And maybe start thinking with your head and not so much your heart and your emotions." Emotions are fickle. They come and they go. They come and they get better. They don't always go away. There's always an element of them. I'm not saying they will ever be gone completely, especially in the nature of some of the sadnesses that I know you people have experienced. But manage your emotions really, really well. Because if you don't, it could lead to bad choices. It could lead to you digging a deeper hole for yourself. It could lead to broken relationships. And so I hope, and I never want to belittle, I say this often, never want to belittle anybody's sadness or anybody's pain. But this I know, that sometimes we need to think with our heads and not so much our hearts. Sometimes the opposite is true too. But in this particular occasion, with all the emotion that's going around, let's think well with our minds and our heads, rather than like David, just totally emotional wrecks. Pull yourself together. Start thinking with your head. Have a great day, people. We love you lots. Bye.